Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be demolishing and rebuilding the Futures Past Museum in Sims Springs, I think it is called. I don't know, not too sure. I am new here, okay? I switched over about, I think a couple, like 6 months ago, let's say. Switched over from playing The Sims free play every freaking waking moment of my life to The Sims 4. And I don't know what took me so long to start playing The Sims 4 because, oh my god, it's so fun. Especially as somebody who loves to build. I know that The Sims free play is kind of like cursed in the Sims 4 community, especially. And I totally see why. After getting comfortable with playing The Sims 4, I am never going back to playing The Sims free play. Especially because in The Sims 4, you can use custom content and download custom content online. Granted, it does take up a lot of computer storage space, and I may or may not have crashed my brother's computer with just how much CC I had downloaded onto it. But we solved that problem, upgraded the storage and the RAM and whatever. I'm not a PC person, so The Sims is changing me into a PC person, but I'm still not 100% there yet. Anywho, it's also, CC is not accessible for those who play on console. And I know, I'm not really sure, I'm not too convinced that there's like a ton of people who play console, but I figured, you know what? Some of my favorite Sims builders that I like to watch only use CC. Shout out Bo, I don't know how to say her name, but Bojana Sims and Simsphony. Both of them pretty much use solely CC, and I love it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna join them and do what I do best: use CC, build with CC. I mainly use Felix Andre, Hey Harry, who else? Cluttercat, Joyce's Fox, and some other ones. I do have like my all-time favorites. I don't have all the CC that I absolutely love downloaded on this computer because I had to clear my CC library and start from scratch when my brother's other computer crashed. So, I'm slowly going back and adding more in. But I will say, I totally get why people don't like to build a CC sometimes. It's overwhelming because you have too many choices of things that you can use. And you just want to use it all and explore it all. And these CC creators, they are so good at what they do. And I can't believe it's free. So, yeah, I totally get it. And that's why most of my builds normally take me like over 4 hours, I think, to build build on a singular lot. But this one only took me an hour and a half max. So I was like, all right, this is just going to be easy for me to cut down for it to be my first YouTube video. So here I am, loves. I'm starting off putting the stairs first because we all know you have to build a floor plan around stairs. You cannot build the floor plan and expect the stairs to comply with the floor plan. Stairs kind of decide where the walls are going to go. Luckily, though, and probably partially why this video or this build didn't take me so long as it normally would, is because it's a very open concept floor plan. I wanted it to be very streamlined, very modern. As you can tell, the exterior is extremely symmetrical. It's just 3 boxes stacked next to each other and on top of each other. And the front looks pretty much exactly the same as the back. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to go along with it and keep it extremely open floor plan. Here I am picking the flooring and the wallpaper, and by God, it normally takes me ages to figure out what flooring and wallpaper I want to use. and I often go back and change it a bajillion times. But with this build, for some reason, I kind of just went with, I mean, for the exterior, I clearly, as you guys could see, it was like boom, boom, done. I just picked two wallpaper options and went with it. And then the interior, I struggled a little bit more, cut out a little bit of time that I spent picking the wallpapers. I ended up going with this gorgeous wood grain, very sleek, modern looking one from, I think it might be Harry and Felix collab. It's the Harlux wallpaper set. Super cute, just in this gray, very plain gray color. And now I'm going in and figuring out where I want the front desk, help desk area to go. Counters are again from, I think they're from Harry, but they might be from Felix. I don't know. I own basically every CC set that they have ever put out, except for the early access ones. I'm still waiting for those because they are so good at what they do. And yeah, I wish, the EA DLCs were as detailed and as beautiful as this custom content is. So here I am just putting in these two chairs are from, I believe, the Berlin set by Felix Andre. And then I'm grabbing this adorable little architecture, like modern looking diorama. I really wanted to use it in this build because it's so modern, and I was like, oh, it could represent like maybe this museum is newly built, and so this diorama is to display, like the floor plan or the architecture plan while they were building it, and then they put it in there as kind of like, oh, welcome, this is, our vision for what the museum is going to look like, and now it's fully built. I don't know if I ended up keeping it in the build because I don't think I did, just because I couldn't find a place for it that like made sense. It looked too small on this little pedestal, like in the space that it was in, but it also was not big enough to fit on a larger pedestal. So I don't know. Here I am adding some computers to the front desk area, which aren't even going to stay there because for some reason they disappeared when I built the bathrooms, like built the wall, and that'll happen in The Sims, and it's really frustrating, but it's just a glitch that like this happens a lot when I change the wallpaper, and so I've learned to pick the wallpaper first and then clutter things, because if you clutter the hell out of a room and then change the wallpaper a million times, you're gonna have stuff that gets deleted. I don't know why. It's just a Sims 4 thing. But here I am pulling out a bunch of pedestals from Harry's spoon set, which is very useful for building commercial lots, such as this one. And it's really meant for, like bakeries and not museums, restaurants. But, the pedestals and the glass cases go really well with the museum setting. So I was just pulling those out so that I could remember to use them. And then here I am starting to go into the bathrooms. And the bathrooms, I really struggled with the shape of them because I wanted like toilet stalls. But I know in like an EA DLC kit set, whatever, they have bathroom stalls that you can use that are like, build items or buy items, but because I don't own any EA sets, I have to make my bathroom stalls either using full walls or half walls, which is totally fine, custom building them, but it just wasn't working with the window placement of these rooms. So I was just like, screw it. You know what? The lot requirement for the museum type lot only requires one bathroom, so one toilet. So I'm going above and beyond already, including technically 4 bathrooms because I have 2 on the first floor and 2 on the second floor. They're the exact same bathrooms. I copied and pasted them. And I know a lot of Sims builders on YouTube complain about like bathrooms being their least favorite thing to decorate. I disagree. I think that bathrooms are really fun, especially with CC, because there's so much like you could do so many different types of bathrooms. And I also just think in real life, I fucking love bathrooms. Like, I think they're the most luxurious space and the easiest space to make feel luxurious in your home. And so I love seeing what other people do with their bathrooms whenever I do like house tours or look on Zillow or whatever. Bathrooms and kitchens are like the first place I go to look at how they did it. So this bathroom, I went for a very modern look, used a lot of the Harlux set. And now I'm going in with some wall sconces because I forget who, but another Sims YouTuber. I watch a lot of Sims builds on YouTube. She likes to say that wall sconces save lives. And originally I never agreed with that, but you know what? I'm coming around to the idea that wall sconces do save lives. Because when you don't know what to put on a wall, just throw a wall sconce on there, babe, and it's good to go. Here I'm adding a plant to the bathrooms because it needed a little extra something. Honestly, the bathrooms are way bigger than they need to be. They're 3x3, I believe, maybe 3x4. Definitely did not need to be that big. It could have been a 1x3 tile space, but I decided to make it big. And also, one of the bathrooms has a giant window right next to the toilet that faces out at the front entrance of the museum. So I was like, we can't have people looking into the bathroom. So I used a plant there to cover it up. Moving along to the back half of the first floor, I'm using the octave, I don't know, modular sofa set from Hey Harry. I love this sofa set. I think it's gorgeous, gorgina, but it's so big and it takes up a lot of space. So it's perfect for commercial builds. It's hard for me to fit it into the home lots that I build on. I'm using Hey Harry's spoons, pedestals once more. This is going to be the sculpture gallery. And all of the sculptures I'm grabbing a lot from SIMS MCM set. I love that set. I love mid-century modern. I think it's streamlined, artistic. It just fits in a lot of different styles that I build in. So I'm grabbing vases, bowls, sculptures, and such, and cluttering up the space a bit, beautifying it. In the hallway section by these stairs, I put some very large paintings and keep them all black and white, which is boring, I know, but I wanted to do some pops of colors, and then I tried it and it stuck out like a sore thumb and I got scared. So I left it plain black and white, but abstract art nonetheless. And now I'm taking the bathrooms that I made on the first floor and copying and pasting those rooms up on the second floor. Easy peasy. I'm going in with some walls, like some fake gallery walls on the second floor, and creating the modern art painting wing. So using a lot of Sim, Oak House, Calderon, David's Apartment. I think that's Sim. Yeah, David's Apartment is Sim. And then Harry's Brownstone collection, I believe. Lots of good art, CC art. And I know you can get no CC art on the gallery, but it's the frames for me, and also the different sizes and dimensions, and yeah, I love my CC art. So now I'm going in with the Desert Luxe Kit bench, which is rare for me. It's rare that I use EA furniture, build sets and stuff. So, but I felt like, you know what, I can just throw it in there. I also, which is rare for me, use a base game sculpture in the hallway. And right where you see me adding these windows. So I add these windows on the second floor just to let in some more light because we have an atrium essentially. And so I was like, I mean, I know it's a Sims and it's not real and the art won't fade or deteriorate being in the sun, but the art historian in me was still like, no, no, no. The art, you cannot put art in that hallway because it gets way too much sunlight and it'll damage the artwork. So I put some seating in there instead. And then for this back corner, I needed to figure out a place to put the easel because that was the very last requirement for this museum lot type is an easel. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you paint like using oil paints and acrylics and whatever in a museum unless it's a craft room? A craft room makes sense, or like an educational room. A lot of museums have those, but so that's what I was going for with this room originally. I was like, okay, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. I'll put in some toddler crafting stations, crafting tables. And I totally, like, it would have made sense. It would have squished in there perfectly. It was the right amount of space. But me being me, I had to make it more difficult. And I just wasn't feeling it. So I end up adding a third floor, as you see right here, just only on the front part. So it's not, so I also like this because it kind of separates out the building and doesn't make it completely symmetrical front and back. I'm adding the staircase here for the third floor, and I am going to make this into a bar. A lot of museums have bars or cafes on the either first floor or very top floor. And I thought, why not? Because when I'm playing The Sims, which is not very often, I don't normally do gameplay. I'm much more of a builder, but occasionally I will play through The Sims. And if my Sims are getting married, I like for them, because again, I don't have the wedding stories pack or anything. I like for my Sims to get married in museums. So I added a bar here so that your Sims, if you do decide for this to be a wedding venue or whatever, you can get drinks here. It could be a little date night spot for your Sims. And yeah, the bar, I added some counters here. As you can see, it's pretty tight. I end up getting rid of those counters though and using the spoons bar top instead. I use a lot of spoons in this build, as you can tell, and as I've already said. And then, I also tuck in the easel in the back corner here. So I know it doesn't really make sense to have the easel here, but I kind of used it more as decoration than anything else. And now I'm going in and adding some stools and some like server stations back here and cluttering those up with glasses, plates, coffee makers, etc. Most of the clutter that I'm using on these shelves comes from Harry's kitchen set, and it has some great glasses and wine glasses, plates, wine bottles, all of that good stuff. And now I am adding the little bar sign on the window, and then going up here, adding some decor upstairs so it's not just blank walls. And after that, I will be moving on to the exterior where I start landscaping. Normally, people do landscaping first because it really does make or break the home, but it terrifies the shit out of me right now. So I save it for last and procrastinate and put it off to the very end. And I'm just looking around here at the surrounding environment to get an idea of how EA did the landscaping, just so that it blends into its surroundings. I don't want the building to stick out like it's on a lot. I want it to look like it seamlessly blends into the street around it. So I'm just adding some planter boxes along the side for the palm trees. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm sighing. I I'm filming this voiceover, the second half of this voiceover, in the morning. Yesterday I filmed the first half and I was like super energetic in the afternoon, and now I woke up early to finish the voiceover and I'm exhausted. So, note to self, I'll just continue the voiceover, do one continuous voiceover for the next video. Anyways, putting these fountains in the back, I'm using the base game modular block fountains or whatever. And stay tuned to the very end, because in a little bit I will have screenshots slash like live walkthrough of the build, so you can see those fountains in action in all their glory. And yeah, I think with that, I'm going to end the voiceover here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, babes, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!